Alright, so for everybody who wasn't playing last week, which is Cody here, so the escape went according to a plan that was formulated. Mr. Spiffy and Dan Jackiels utilized the Wizards of Wine Winery wine delivery to the village of Vallaki to smuggle them into the Blue Water Inn, where they found out there was a super secret network of wereravens who were operating inside of Barovia. They agreed to help spring the rest of the party in exchange for getting stuff back. They need 2 gems, or they need a gem at least. They've lost all 3 of their gems that made the grapevines in the winery grow. The party was inside the stockades in the village square. Jabber mouthed off to Isaac, got his donkey head punched in. That's not a euphemism. That was the papier-mâché donkey that was over his head to humiliate him. He was able to see through a crack. He escaped, but found out he wasn't able to get far as he tripped and fell after being stabbed a couple times by some spears and almost got himself killed falling down. They were then taken to the burgomaster's mansion. This was relayed to Dan Jackiels and Mr. Spiffy, who said, okay, we might be able to do this, that, and then they ended up finding Rictavio, who was the carnival person whom you all met before in the Blue Water Inn. Rictavio turns out to be Rudolph Van Richten, vampire hunter extraordinaire, who agrees for information on the Vistani camp that is parked southwest of the village of Vallaki, that he is going to help unleash this plate-mailed saber-toothed tiger onto the unsuspecting streets of the village of Vallaki to provide this totally awesome distraction. Goes off without a hitch. Everybody's able to get out. You guys make it out of the village of Vallaki and are ushered back to the Wizards of Wine Winery, which is right here. And with that being said, if you were captured, aka Fizzbang and Near, they took all of your gear minus any religious objects that you had. So like Niren's holy symbol is still good. Anything that was inside of your room in the Blue Water Inn was transported there. So you have that. What you don't have is all of the gear which was on you, but 10 pounds worth of gear you can salvage. They were able to get 10 pounds of gear and bring it to you. So if you're like weapon, shield, that's this type of stuff that Kojin got. While we're waiting for everything to spin up, you can go ahead and go through your inventory and figure out what 10 pounds of stuff you had. Again, if it was in your room, because you weren't bringing it with you, like your backpack with your bedroll and stuff like that was taken to the Wizards of Wine Winery. You were told about some druids that had been in the area causing trouble, a la Fresh Prince of Bel-Air style. The Order of the Feather, who are the wereravens, went down there to try to take care of them and shoo them off the land. Yester Hill, by the way, is right here. 3 miles by path down to there. I believe that the party's idea was to go take care of that early. Everybody got a long rest, so go ahead and bring yourself back to a long rest to refresh everything. And we are currently sitting at day 5 at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Is there anything that you feel like I didn't effectively cover that the party should be aware of?
Well, the only thing I don't have is my armor, because it's 45 pounds.
That is correct. They took your armor.
Technically, I'd still have everything. If I could only carry 10 pounds and then left my backpack at the inn, I could still have everything.
That's lucky for you then. Adam will not be joining us. Kojin either says that he's going to stay here at the Wizards of the Wine Winery and guard stuff, or he will accompany you guys to wherever you need him to go, but I will basically be NPCing him for the time being. He's leaning towards staying at the Wizards of Wine Winery.
That's fair.
Alright, what is everybody's plans?
My fucking armor. My AC dropped 4 points.
I guess I'll just be looking around the Wizards of Wine, just looking at everything that they have, just the whole structure of it.
It is a old winery. This thing is pretty much as old as the lands of Barovia, so there's a lot of sagging structure. Ravens and other birds abound. No wonder, since the Mardkov family, the wereravens actually run this place. You do notice when you go outside, their fields are pretty much withered on the vine, and it becomes abundantly clear that these gems were used inside of the fields to keep the crops healthy. Going around and interacting with the different people people in the Wizards of Wine Winery, if they don't get the wine flowing again, Barovia is going to be a really bad place. Because this is not something that they make a profit from. They literally make this and give the wine away so that way they can bring some happiness to this area.
And what's causing this?
There were 3 gems that were stolen. One of them was stolen by the Druids of Yester Hill, which is right down 3 miles below you. And then the other one is rumored to be in a large hut in the ruins of a town called Berez. Those are the leads that they have.
South to the Druids then?
I guess so. I will tell who's the ringleader of the wereravens.
It's an older gentleman by the name of Davian Martikov. He's been nicknamed the Old Crow.
The Old Crow. I would say that I do have a kind of like a request for him. That can we have a couple of your guys fly around and help us spot for anything that can't be seen, to where at least we have some sort of aerial reconnaissance?
He kind of chuckles a little bit and then cocks his eye. You make it sound like we weren't doing that already.
Well, I had no clue of that. I was just wanting your permission if we could have that if we go to some places.
Yes, we are always watching, which is why we decided to help you out, because you're actually trying to do stuff to bring an end to Strahd's reign, and we are all about that. Now, nobody's really been successful in the past, but we're very optimistic about y'all.
They've gotten close.
So off to the elvish people then, as I look back at
The Druids south?
The Druids.
or druids, elven, tomato, same thing.
Is anybody going to be making any preparations before we start making our trek?
Yeah, speak to Dan and
Just
to
wanna-
Spiffy.
What's up?
What up?
So, clearly there's a direction issue here. We need leadership. Out of the 3 of us, with the obvious choice. Me with my knowledge of the land. Dan with his compass. And Spiffy is Spiffy. I am obviously not a good choice. Because if I am the choice, my choice would be to kill the kobold.
Well,
So I'm forcing a choice.
you keep your grubby mitts off that cobalt.
Actually, he did say that it was just us 3, not you. No offense.
I mean,
We were
I'll say
almost
this in front of everyone too.
I don't know. You pulled us aside. I thought you like legitimately.
No,
pulled
I
us
just said that
aside.
I need
That's
to
what you
speak
said.
with you two. We don't need to pull aside.
He's probably talking.
All ears are very, very welcome to the things I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm a monster, but I'm honest.
Well, I think there has to be some accountability because my stance is I don't like innocents getting hurt.
Agreed.
So can we just agree that I don't know if there's one of us that needs to lead the charge, but what if it just kind of a democracy type thing?
Democracy is good, but when the plan goes to shit, we need one voice.
Then we need someone with reason.
It obviously seems like you guys are talking about me. So
Spiffy.
I guess if the plans go to shit, I guess I will take the lead.
This is an open forum.
Don't look at me. I'm not a leader.
I don't like neither one of y'all, or any 3 of y'all. Well, for one, Mr. Vampire dude over here keeps eyeing my kobold. That's my son. May not be my blood. I raised him. Fuck up.
You said vampire? Where? What?
He's got the same voice as the other guy.
We all have this voice here, right?
He's from
I
this
don't
land.
know.
What do you?
Exactly. What else is here? Werewolves and vampires.
There's so much more than just werewolves and vampires here.
That's the main problem is werewolves and vampires. Anyways,
He just happens to be a local.
Spiffy, I don't know, man. Y'all's is plan to go up there and get and do all that. That's kind of on you too. So all this is kind of your fault in the same way. Dan, I don't really have a problem with you. If there's anybody who threatens what's mine, I got a problem with them. And the one that causes everything tries to blame it off on someone else.
Listen up. So it's okay to kill 4 innocent people in your eyes. It's perfectly fine.
It wouldn't have had to if we didn't take the road up there.
We're all
What you're
here
saying does not make sense.
for you didn't have to take the book to the other guy. That's what sparked all this. No pun intended, by the way.
Horrible pun.
So fucking
All right. Enough of the bickering. Let's just all agree that we're going to do things the right way. No harm will come to people innocent. We can all agree on that, correct? We all have
Yeah.
the same goal for the most part.
That is wonderful. I love the way you're thinking. Now that we've made that pact, now we still have a problem. 4 dead civilians.
That was the
I-
past. Let's get over with it.
You killed 4.
You knew who was in that room. That could have been a monster. And what did you know?
It was clear as day that they weren't even dressed for combat or anything of the such.
Okay, is
Well,
that
to be
before or
fair-
after they charged through the door?
They were running for their fucking lives.
Like I do like how fleeing turns into charging. That's good.
Either which way, Spiffy, Past is past. Now that we have this, hopefully that doesn't happen again.
I vote that since we won't hurt you, but we'll have to do something else. I feel like taking part of and instead of you getting your cut, it needs to be cut out for at least a little while.
Tell your throat for that.
I'm gonna take my spear and kind of point it at his throat. You cut him out, I cut something out of you.
The
Now
fuck
we
is
ain't got
with
a
you?
problem. He's mine. I've raised him.
I didn't say we were going to hurt him at all. I'm talking about the treasure. Yeah, asshole. As I fly up.
You really think you flying? You don't think I ain't got range spells?
This is absolutely stupid.
Yeah, gentlemen, put your tiny dicks away for a moment.
Drop my drawers. Does this look?
Hey, I resemble
Yeah,
that
it
remark.
does.
No, he does not need punishment. I think we have aggressively and made the point over and over and over again. We still had to head to the south for the druids, correct?
I do agree with that.
And take care of the werewolves.
Still,
Y'all sound like a bunch of old women beating a dead horse over and over. Get over.
Says the one who shot me in the ass.
Okay, who let
Hey,
the grandma?
I even apologize for that, mister.
I don't give a damn. You shot me.
As tensions are rising and people are starting to get heated in this conversation, you do know a collection of dark clouds are beginning to swarm in the area of where you're starting to be, and you can smell the heaviness of like thick oxygen and ozone in the air, and the hairs kind of on the back of your neck start to crinkle up. There's going to be some activity down there pretty soon, and it's going to take you an hour to walk it.
Okay, guys,
Guys,
let's
if we're gonna
just go.
We need to go.
You guys can continue this as you're walking and talking.
Does everybody
No, I'm gonna-
have what they need?
Not unless they got some scale mail laying around somewhere from some dead dude. I don't care if it's rusted or what.
Unfortunately,
I'm standing out here in just plain clothes.
they do not.
it's okay. Do they have leather armor?
Any armor.
Will do. I wanted to switch to leather anyway back then, but that's fine. I gave away my own shit.
They can get you some hide.
I mean, you gave it to the girl, and then she was able to be protected at with the priest and all that. If you were to get it back, I'm pretty sure.
That would
We're gonna
require
get it back.
finding her.
How much would they charge for like hide armor or something?
I was talking about before we left the town.
Player's handbook stuff.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh, also like all your money's gone. They
I'll
took
stick
that.
with-
Oh well.
I'll stick with unarmored anyway. Thank you. I'm not gonna let the bare animal skins touch my.
It has fleas.
An hour of walking down the road, and lightning strikes are starting to happen towards this hill. You all are able to. I'm showing it to everyone.
Whoa.
Oh, that don't look good.
You see what looks like a large tree perched up on top of a hill, a round ring of stones that lightning's actually striking. It's a tiered system. You would guess that the tree's about 200 feet at the top, and it is a very, very long distance to it. I'm going to pop you guys over onto this map.
It's crazy, guys. I had a dream last night about a tree that like came to life, and we ended up attacking it. We didn't look like we do now, but we destroyed it with this like.
Okay, can we DM any ideas of a living tree, please? Let's not do that.
Oh, you weren't there. You weren't there. That's why. Everybody else was. That's why it should have felt familiar to everybody else.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, please no living trees.
Oh yeah.
Each one of these squares is 50 feet. Here's how we're going to do it. If you double move, you can move 2 squares. That'll help speed up stuff. You see, or hear more likely, amongst the crash and the sounds, druids chanting, and then you see at each one of these landings more and more people dressed in hide armor, wild hair, wild eyes, probably druids as well as other less civilized individuals. We are just covering your initial approach. I would imagine that you approached as cautiously as possible so as not to ruin any potential surprise.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I am definitely the last one to go.
Get my. Here we go.
Oh, do we need to roll initiative?
Yeah.
First off, we have Jabber, then Mr. Spiffy, the Berserker, the Druids, Adrian, Dan Jackiels, Fizzbang, near. Right now, the Druids are chanting, and the storm is beginning to gather, and lightning is striking the ring of stones that you see in the center of the map. Jabber, it is your turn. What would you like to do? Keep in mind, an accurate description of what is going on I will show to the players. If you click on that image and make it bigger, you will see that there are sheer cliffs. This is layered and tiered like a cake, with the cake topper being that ring of stone as well as the large tree. creepy ass
Mhm.
motherfucking large tree.
Yeah.
Make our way around.
I think there's only one way up.
For some of us, but I think we can help each other with that.
I mean, I could just climb it. The sheer walls not really have an issue, or I could just use my echo.
The difference between one landing and another one is 100 feet.
So you can get on my back. I can climb that. I'm an
I
avid
can
climber.
climb. Oh yeah, same here. I'm a little guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have an actual climb speed.
Nice.
I would like
I
to
wouldn't have a
look
problem with that.
around.
We're in
Sir?
initiative right now. It's Jabber's turn. It's time sensitive.
I'm just gonna tag along with Damien,
Okay.
with Adrian.
Does the entire group want to move as one unit then?
Yeah,
To save.
I'm down.
That
Yeah, I'm
probably
down for that.
best.
We all have the same idea.
All right. Somebody throw me an X where the group's gonna move to, and then I will move them there.
Well, let's just moving south through the tree.
I want to look out for ravens and all that, like the birds that could be their familiars.
You see a couple of ravens in the air. They are steering clear of the center, probably because of the lightning.
Good reason to stay away from them.
All right, we are back up to Jabber. I tell you what, I will move you down a little bit more. That's all you guys are doing.
Sounds good to me.
But if this is the only way up, though, since we all can't fly, etc., those are pretty tall sheer cliffs. Could take a while. We could probably head over.
They have
This way.
familiars up in the sky. Do you see those?
Or this way near the edge of the tree line, and then finally start to make our advance up the hill. They have a few people waiting down there. It looks down the path. Maybe we can draw them in.
Well, yeah, who's not going to be able to get up the cliffside?
As I slowly raise my hand.
Doc, how long would it take to fly up one cliff face?
The cliff face is 100 feet,
100
so if
feet.
you have a climb speed, you can do your speed without any drops. For everybody else, it's just going to considered to be difficult terrain. So I would say 3 turns, and you could climb from the bottom to the top. If you want to risk it, you can make an athletics check to try to, in effect, get a dash in and move double.
I only ask because my celestial, my ASMR thing, my wings, I have a flight speed equal to my walking speed. That's why I was asking how long it would take to.
You would be able to basically make it up there in 2 turns with movement and then using your action to dash.
Yeah.
I'd even be generous and say you can make it up there with 2 move actions and a dash action and have your regular action when you get up there on that other turn.
Well, if that's the way we want to approach it. It sounds like, Ford, can you fly or climb now?
No, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be your distraction
Oh, in that case, I'm not going to leave you alone. I'll distract with you.
because I climb up.
Well, I mean, you could do Fizzbang and you.
Adrian, Dan, and Fizzbang, and then Jabber, Spiffy, and Niran. Am I reading that right?
I could just do Neo.
Neo.
That's
Alright,
the
we'll
reason
go
why I
Neo.
named that.
Let's see, I got Adrian, Dan, and who else?
Me.
Got
Bang.
And then Aaron Jabber. And where are you guys trying to head to?
Hey, Adrian, you got
That-
this, buddy. You got this. Smack you on the ass and send you your way, giving you a bardic of inspiration.
I think those of us that can fly or get up there pretty easily should go around towards the back, hopefully, maybe? What do y'all think?
Well,
I
it's gonna,
think you guys go around the back, we wait. We stage kind of right where we're at, hiding in the trees, waiting to start go up, right? So we can coordinate it that we hit them at the same time.
Can-
You guys will need a signal or something you can send to us.
yeah, can one of the crows squawk and give us the...
Boy, does any of us have message?
Nope.
Utility
What's
spells
that?
are useful, guys. I've mentioned like 3 this game so far.
Well, unfortunately, I don't. Wait, do I?
I have prestidigitation now. I feel like that's a good one to
Prestidigitation,
have.
you can literally be like, here's a white flag that I'm going to wave.
All right, there we go. I'll
We'll
I'll
stop
do
and look
that.
for like the glowing thumbs up.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation is like, if I was real world D&D, that would be the one spell I would want, would be prestidigitation.
Yeah, for real. People get tired of when I enter a room.
All right, so where is the team of Mr. Spiffy, Jabber, and Niran going? Are you trying to head south along this current trajectory?
I believe so.
Yeah.
All right.
Because we're gonna go. I'm guessing. Like, are we trying to get over to here?
All
Looking
right.
at the,
So
I
I'm,
mean,
ca-
looking at the back.
I'm counting that as like move and dash as well. You're able to break line of sight with these large rock piles, also called cairns. Aaron would know this. They're old burial mounds, and we'll bring it back up to it. Okay, does Dan, Adrian, and Fizzbang, are they doing anything? Or are you just staging there?
I think we're waiting for the white flag or the golden thumb or whatever Spiffy's going to throw up.
Gotcha. All right. Top of the next round. We've got Team Recon. Spiffy, Jabber, Niran. What are you guys doing?
Spiffy, I think, from looking at the map, or looking at this, I think we should go back there because it looks like there's a break in the rocks where you can go up.
I'm thinking this right here. We still got the tree cover. It goes up. We could use this to our advantage.
Not everything shows up.
If you wanted to, I would let you get your 2 climbing rounds in. So then it would be a climbing in action for the next turn, and then you'd be up on that little landing.
I'll do that. I'll float
Yeah.
up there.
Alright. Top of the 4th round. Unless Team Quick Reaction wants to do anything.
They're flying up.
They are starting to make their move up the wall right now. They'll be up there at the beginning of their next turn.
All right. Well,
We're eventually gonna have to start moving up, though.
yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bite my hand real quick. Spread the blood on the whip. I'm going to be using the Rite of Dawn. Bright light, 20 feet. Additional damage, blah, blah, blah. Similar to the fire.
Gotcha.
That's a bonus action this turn. If you guys want to start moving, we can start moving.
Yeah, I think we should start advancing.
All right.
They're
Has
making
any
their way
other
up there. Let's give them the
objections?
cover to do it.
I can bring y'all right to there.
Because I got a big glowing whip. So if they needed a distraction.
Alright, so now Jabber, Spiffy, you will effectively be up and right in there. Alright, you made it up there. You got an action left if you wanted to make a dash or something like that. You are getting lucky with these biting yourselves.
Very lucky.
So there's a bunch of mounds. I would like to get behind this one right there.
Do we have a
Okay.
rest in between that last session and now?
You are all at a long rest.
Oh, okay. So I should be at 26, not 20.
Alright.
That's cool. Thank you.
If that's okay, that's where I want to
Yep.
be. I want to be behind that.
You can all basically hide amongst around there. It's kind of abstract. From this vantage point, you're a little bit closer. You are starting to hear a fevered pitch and chanting as things are going. And then you're starting to hear certain words being picked out. One of them, which is Winter Splinter.
Enter Splinter.
All right, we are at the start of the 5th round. Who wants to do what?
Considering we're still a significant ways away, 200 feet, we should probably move up.
Just keep moving up if
Yeah.
we can do that till we get caught in hard initiative, you know?
Well, yeah.
I'm going to have my glowing whip in my put it back and have a crossbow bolt ready. Oh no, did I
Can
give
we-
up the crossbow? Was that what I... No, I kept it. Yay!
Should all three of us start chanting Winter Splinter?
It would confuse them.
Just walk up there.
I don't want to accidentally improve the ritual.
Just speeds it up by two.
You're like when Kanye started sampling other people's music. It's like, it's still yours, but I made it better.
Yeah. Can we just say like Shitter Splinter under our breath or something?
I'm just saying, like, for all we know, they could be like, man, if only we had 6 more people doing this.
All right, so with Jabber, Mr. Spiffy, and Near, you will be able to effectively make it to the underside and then starting your first climb here, if that's what you want to do. And then we're calling that the end of round 5.
Yeah.
Lightning is starting to strike more and more heavily. It is the start of round 6. Who's doing what?
Forward march.
I don't like all this lightning.
Don't either.
It sounds like they're getting louder.
Fucking Winter Splinter? What are these?
If the other people make their 2 moves, you can be right there.
Oh.
They are.
Yeah. I got guiding bolts, so he hit him with that, and I hit him with the guiding bolts.
I'm gonna hang more towards
Put
the
'em
back of our group because now that I know that I'm in range.
Don't have a crossbow. I was wrong. I had to choose between the crossbow and fine clothes, and I made the obvious choice.
Actually, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't think they are within 120 feet of you because they're up the ledge as well.
Well, they're up the hill.
Each square is about 50 feet, so as abstract as it's going to be, I'm going to say he's within range. If he wants to start slinging firebolts at this point, totally can.
My group up to you guys. Want me to start throwing? Or
Sometimes it's not good to be aggressive,
I would
especially when
say
it looks like they're controlling the lightning that's about to fuck us up.
if we start it, they might have the advantage now. If we get up in their face, we at least have a better chance.
can we see which way they're facing? Is it towards us or away from us?
These two are, well, this druid right here is basically dancing and chanting. That's how you're hearing Winter Splinter mixed in with a couple other words. And it looks like this tribesman right there holds like an archaic looking spear.
Guarding.
I'm looking. No, I think our group should move a little bit further south, like hug up against the wall and move.
I'll hold off from using my firebolt.
I think we could do it right now. So, Jabber, what are you doing for your turn?
Just continuing to try to climb up. I've got my hoop pack at the ready.
All right, there's 25, there's 50. So you can start climbing up. It's going to take you 3 until you are up, and you will be right over there. Roughly 50 feet away from this dude with the crazy looking spear. Next up is Mr. Spiffy. All right, next up, these guys. The druids are doing their stuff. Adrian, your turn.
Okay, move it over here. I'm gonna dash up to move it over there.
All right, you move in, and through the fog as it parts, the berserker sees you. He stands defiantly, sticks the butt of the spear in the ground. You can see that it's crudely made. It has large straps of red cloth streaming off of it. Kind of distinguishes him a little bit. Is that your turn? All right, Mr. Dan Jackiels.
I'm going to move and dash right up next to him there, too.
All right, you can in effect occupy the same thing, so you guys will be in the same melee. We'll just, for the sake of representation on this, your tokens are by each other.
Yep.
All right, and now Fizzbang.
I don't know how to do that. Is that measure?
If you just want to let me know, let me do all the heavy lifting for you. Just
Okay, there we go.
tell about where you'd want to be.
I'm gonna move off center from them to where I at least have visual of both of them.
All
I
right.
don't want that. Nope, that's not working. There we go.
Next up is Niran.
I just want to keep moving south. I want to hug the wall and move.
All right, I got you about right there, we'll say. What do you think these druids are doing?
Reviving the tree.
Trying to
That's
make
my
it
guess.
winter.
Could be.
Adrian.
Am I still climbing?
You are. You've got
Okay.
three movements to make it up. If you move and dash, you'll be right below the lip.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just still climbing.
Gotcha. I'll put you right there. Next up
Sounds
is
good.
Mr. Spiffy.
I will fly up over there, but not over the lip. Still under.
All right, you went like 60 feet horizontal, and then if you're going up, up's 100 feet from there.
Yeah, I'm just going up. That's what I'm
Gotcha.
saying.
All right. This berserker steps forward to block your access. He sloughs off the various furs that he has. You see disjointed patchwork, large crude body art representing. Druids are chanting feverishly. Lightning starting to crash more and more frequently. Winter, Splinter. Adrian.
He steps in to block my access.
Yep.
Well, I know. This is an awkward time to ask them now, but what is the meaning of this?
Lost one. We aim to raise Winter, Splinter, and to rule these lands like we once did.
I'm attacking him as soon as he calls me Lost One.
All right. Anything above a
So much
13 is
for
going to
the-
hit. What'd you get?
A few groups would call me that, and I attack all of them.
So much for the non-aggressive approach.
You
I'll
got up to
explain
me.
later.
That is a hit. 19 is a hit. 7 slashing. Does that factor everything else in?
It sure as hell does not. Oh, no.
Some holy damage on that shit, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Now I gotta add the Rite of Dawn is actually more damage than extra damage dealt as radiant, all active. They're not undead, I'm assuming. So
No.
Alright, that's fantastic. So eat an additional D2, and that's gonna be radiant damage.
All right. Damage is damage. Slashes across him. Snarls. Spits a little bit. The druid gets up off of his knees. You see him clutching this. Anybody ever see those cinnamon brooms? Those gnarled, twisted, staff-like
Yeah.
appendages? He's using a staff, but this thing is crazy wrought with just almost looks like tree limbs that have been plucked from the skulkus tree that's up on the top of this hill. All right, what else you got, Adrian?
And that's it.
All right, Mr. Dan Jackiels.
I will see this and be like, look, the person, the druid, this one, other one right here. Is this person turned around already?
When the tribesman was hit and
Okay.
is basically starting to pay attention to what the party is doing.
All right. It's aggressive. All right.
Oh, and I also shouted out that they're pawns of Strahd.
Okay. I am going to invoke Dread Ambusher. I haven't used this before, so bear with me. Since it's my first turn of combat, I get an extra 10 feet, so I can get up. I'll just move next to him here.
Gotcha.
And then I get an additional attack as part of my action, dealing an additional 1d8. So I'm going to use my crossbow to shoot him. Of course, I have to roll for damage, or roll first. There we go. Jeez. And that 25 should hit.
Heck yeah, 25 hits.
And then it says I can add a 1d8
Hell yeah.
on top of what I'm going to roll for damage.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
So that's a 6 plus... Give me my 8. There we go. So 11 on that first hit. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to throw... Or I'm sorry, not bonus action. That's my other...
Your Dread Ambusher second attack.
Yes, thank you. So I'm going to throw my Boomer of the Rang. See if I can hit him with that as well.
Gotcha. Anything above, I believe what I said was a 13.
That one missed. All right, and then I'm going to quickly, as my bonus action, hit him with another crossbow.
Yeah. Do you have crossbow expert? You can ignore the loading property and
Exactly.
fire multiple times per round. Loving it.
On nuts. Or is that over one? Or whatever. So it hits.
Yeah, if you roll, if you meet the AC or beat it, you hit them.
I couldn't remember if it was 13 or 14.
It's the best thing in the world. Meets it, beats it.
Yep. So additional 6 on that one.
Nice. All right, he's taking a couple hits. He's feeling just a little bit punished here.
And then it'll say, "What's the meaning of this?
Didn't,
Stop what you're doing."
Thing have the reaction when we pop shit off that
Oh yeah.
That would be true. Fizzbang has been holding his turn for a while, and I do believe that you are still within range. If you want to take your
Yes, I am.
attack of opportunity and then your turn, because this
So
would
I
trigger.
will move to where I can see that one within range, the one that they're fighting, and then throw my firebolt directly in his side, underneath his arm.
All right, anything above a 13.
Ha! How about a nat 20?
That is good. Go ahead and give me some of that damage. Make sure that you roll it on that so that way it factors in the dice.
I think that's a 9. It's not showing me.
That
Not
is a
showing.
9. You got a 1 and an 8. That's
Yes.
good stuff. All right, you
And
would
then-
say he is just about bloodied. Or he's bloodied.
And then that will end my turn.
Gotcha. Niran, it is your go as you are hearing the frantic sounds of melee.
I guess just keep moving up, like go up the cliff.
All right. And it's
No,
gonna-
unless I can see someone from where I'm at.
probably see the
I
glowing
don't think I
light
can.
from the whip, from my fucking lightsaber whip.
Probably. All right. If you're going up the cliff, we got you for that. Everything said and done. Jabber, it is your go. That is your 30 feet of movement.
I know nothing ranged because I don't have any for the hoopak at the moment.
I will say that you, as a Kender, are probably accustomed to like picking up small rocks and making a game of it. So
True.
I would say your item interaction every single turn could be finding a rock to put in your hoopak and use it. All right.
I guess this guy right here, pack ranged at disadvantage. Roll that sweet, sweet die. How about a 20?
That is a hit.
7 damage.
All right. Still a little bit more damaged. Is there anything that you're going to do with your bonus action?
Bonus action. Give me a second. I wasn't looking at that.
Your echo, for all intents and purposes, would be like in the same square as you, since each square is 25 feet, and you can only summon it out to 15.
Don't want to manifest him yet. I'm actually just gonna stay right where I'm at and end my turn.
Gotcha. All right,
Right, I
Mr.
got nothing to do.
Spiffy. You probably make it to the top with a move and a dash, from what I'm thinking, because the.
Yep, that's fine with me.
All right, and you are up and over, and you are starting to see more and more lightning striking around the base, and then you see 2 other tribesmen, and then in between. Well, let me see what else.
Pardon me real quick, sir.
All right.
When you say the lightning's around the base, are you talking about the base up here?
Yes, all those rocks in that circle, lightning is striking at odd intervals every
Okay.
single one of those boulders. And those boulders are anywhere from 5 feet to 10 feet high, making, in effect, a quasi-wall that is
Gotcha.
intermittently getting struck by lightning. Is anything else you're going to do on your turn?
I can't do anything else.
All right. Next up is the berserker, who looks at Adrian and Dan Jackiels and decides to recklessly attack at Adrian. Does an 18 does hit. So you take 8 points of slashing damage as he brings down his. I'm sorry, it is not 8 points of slashing damage. That is a different dice type.
Oh, God.
D12, that's what it is. No,
It is 2 points of slashing damage, and you could swear that as this thing glides across your midsection, that it almost tastes your blood.
Ooh.
This druid readies its staff and continues chanting.
He's fighting with a blood drink. Oh man.
Adrian, it is your turn.
Ooh, alright. It's a good thing I'm wearing tight pants. Less sexual. I'm gonna go ahead and whip him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Get back to praying!
23 is gonna definitely hit 8 damage plus 1 radiant.
He's looking pretty rough since when he first started this, but he has not given up any of the fight.
Alright.
I can just imagine Adrian, repent! Repent! Each time he hits him.
It's a little bit more sinister.
He's like, but is the safe word? Wrong again.
Submit!
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right, Dan Jackiels.
I am going to use my action. How tall is this, or how big is he in stature?
The berserker guy, about 6'2", 6'4".
6'4". So that should work because it's within the boundaries, right? If I want to disguise self as him.
You can. Yeah, disguise self will work. You will in fact look like that person, should you choose to use your disguise self.
We'll also watch you do it.
Yeah, but I'm counting on other party members to taking care of this guy. So I'm gonna use disguise self and do it right in front of him as he's watching me.
He doesn't
cast.
know whether to be pissed off or like slightly flattered that you chose
Then I'm
to
gonna-
mirror yourself off
I'm
of
gonna do
him.
this flex, and as I do that, I don't want to move because I don't want to draw the attention of anyone. So I'm just gonna stay here for a minute.
Got you. Next up is Fizzbang.
The one that's praying there in the back. Firebolt, baby!
All right, anything over an 11.
Got it. That's 11 plus 5, so a 16.
Gotcha. How much damage?
3 damage.
All right, fire smashes him.
Stop praying, you!
He is now well aware of you.
I would like to get a few steps closer.
All right, you arrive.
So I seen it. So right as I got up there, I seen Adrian start whipping him.
Yep.
I want to yell at Adrian, pineapple, pineapple.
I'm Barovian. We do not have safe words.
See, now what's the safe word? Wrong again. There are no safe words.
All right,
It's
top
just
of the
reminding
round.
me of Euro Trip.
We are in Jabber's territory. Jabber, what are you gonna do?
Same thing I did before. I'm gonna sling another rock at his ass.
Gotcha.
12.
12.
And I got a nat 20 with that too. Damn.
I know, that's crazy disadvantage. Were you aiming for the druid or for the...
Berserker.
Unfortunately, you sling it with your hoopak and its oblong nature has it go. He grabs it and then throws it. Seems like he's throwing down the gauntlet. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Action surge.
All right.
We ain't having this. God damn it. It was over his head.
He looks at you and laughs in your... This is pitiful. You will bow
Hey,
before
You're
the
gonna have
descendants
to
of
get down to my
Kavan.
level if you want to laugh in my face.
That is my turn.
All right, Mr. Spiffy, it is your go.
What are you guys doing? Literally asking
Distraction.
that. What is this
Hey.
for?
I'm providing a distraction, man.
Not you, the druid. And
Jesus, dude. Trying to find out the information about why this is fucking happening on
You're-
this hill.
You're 100 feet away from him.
He's yelling.
What are you
All right.
doing this for?
Can I move right there, or you said one square?
A move gets you 1 square, a dash will get you 2 squares.
A dash up, and I guess what I'm 100 feet or 50 feet away from him now, like 75.
That's 75. The lightning's crashing around with a little bit more fervor and stuff like that. But if you wanted to ask your question, you could see how they will react to it here in a little bit.
What is this? It's beautiful. That's my turn.
All right. These two berserkers move forward and look like they are going to ready some actions. This berserker that is locked into combat with Dan and Adrian is going to go ahead and recklessly attack at Dan Jackiels.
So shouldn't the attack against them have advantage from last time? I think we should remember that.
You have a part of inspiration as well.
Yeah, I just got to remember to... Because he's recklessly attacking, right? Which means the
Yeah,
attacks
that is
against him are
correct.
going to have advantage.
All right, that is a 24 to hit for 1 point of slashing damage as you were able to move out to the side and then it just kind of barely grazes you. So you take 1 point of slashing damage. This thing's sharp.
What?
It's supernaturally sharp. All right, that's all their turns as the druids are chanting with more of a fervor. Mr. Spiffy, since you're the closest one, you can swear to God that that tree is starting to move and groan. That is their turn. It is now Adrian's.
That's going to be attack against this one.
Gotcha.
I'll make sure to do it with advantage this time.
Yeah.
I got critical
Nice.
for 11 slashing. Does the critical also affect my Crimson Right damage?
It doubles all dice.
Nice. And so I'll roll 2 of those then too. 1 and 2, 3. So 14 all day to him.
You slash. It hits
Very
the
nice.
throat and then goes through the chest. He clutches
Hold on.
onto a spear.
Before he lunges onto his spear, I'm going to use a reaction to that. I've been waiting to bust this out. My eyes glow red, his blood boils, and he raises back up with my hand beckoning him to him, turns around and attacks the druid.
I'm a little ignorant about how the Blood Hunter's abilities work. You were
I'm
able
using my blood mallet,
Yeah.
and my specific one is invoking this curse, so that unless they're immune to some sort of curse, specifically this one, I'm using Blood Curse of the Fallen Puppet. When a creature I can see within a range that he obviously is, we're melee, drops to 0 HP, I can use my reaction to have that creature make 1 weapon attack against a target of my choice within its range. I'm choosing the druid.
Gotcha. And he will do that.
And I can cut myself and add some blood to it to make a move too, but I don't think I need to do it.
No, they're pretty much in the same thing. He makes a huge slash, and
Nice.
the druid is now pretty much bloodied.
I didn't know blood hunters were that powerful.
I get 2 of those.
For a short rest?
Yeah.
Lord.
All
and
right.
that's just
Also
level
remember, it's
3.
conditional. It has to be an opponent within range of me that's also within range of someone else to attack them.
Huh.
Yes.
I've
and
had
they move.
opportunities that people have gone down that just it wouldn't have worked.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Next up is Dan Jackiels.
As I see him fall to his doom, I'm gonna pick up his staff and then take my movement and dash. Get to there. Is that right?
Yeah.
2 squares. So I'm running as disguised as him with his staff.
Gotcha. When you touch this staff,
Oh shit.
you get a feeling like something is trying to communicate with you, but there's not enough time to interpret what's going on. We're going to get to that in a little bit later.
Okay.
All right. If that's it, next up is Fizzbang.
I'm gonna move up to here next to Adrian, and another firebolt right to the face of that druid.
All right. Anything over an 11.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, that hits.
Gotcha. Damage.
5.
He's on single digits.
And that will be my turn.
Gotcha. Next up is Niran.
I want to use Guiding Bolt at level 1 on that druid.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll for an attack. Anything over an 11 is going to hit him.
God, come on.
What'd you end up getting?
10.
Aw, so close.
Are
Swear
you
to God,
sure
I'm gonna
that's a
jump off
guiding
this.
bolt? That sounds like a false bolt.
I'm gonna jump off this damn cliff and kill this cleric, I swear.
It's all right.
Alright,
Anything else you're doing? You still got movement.
yeah, and I'll just move up. That's it, right?
Yeah, that works.
Alright.
All right, next up is Jabber.
Alright, I'm gonna make another hoop pack ranged.
All right, Druid is your target this time because the other guy died. Anything above an 11, still at disadvantage due to range.
How about an 18?
That is a hit.
5 damage.
And that Druid gets beamed in the head and falls to the ground, dead.
Nice. I was picturing more of, not getting hit in the head, but getting hit right in the eyeball. Going straight through the eyeball.
That works too. Anything else you're going to do?
Move closer to my compatriots.
All right, so you got one square that you can move.
I'm gonna move right there. Is that good?
Sure.
Alright, and that's my turn.
Next up is Mr. Spiffy. It seems like their answer was readying their weapons. You were not invited to this lovely, lovely tea party.
So you decided not to answer me about your amazing tree that looks like it's coming to life? That's just sad. And I'm gonna fly back this way after saying, "You got this, Neil. Get him, buddy," and shoot him a Bard of Inspiration, and then fly over here.
Gotcha. From your spot, I'm guessing you're a little bit
Right
up
there, actually.
above the 5 or 10 feet, so you would see in. There is a effigy about 50 feet tall of a large person dressed in black hair, slicked back. It looks like Strahd, white fangs, and a glowing orb in its chest. You're finally able to see it. And it is.
And that's the orb that we're
right
looking
in
for,
there.
right?
You would guess.
Called it.
Right in his chest.
All right, is that your turn, Mr. Spiffy?
Oh yeah, I did everything I can.
All right, next up is the berserkers' turn, and they see what's heading down. They move a little bit closer, and it looks like that they are holding actions. The druids, with a loud, thunderous winter splinter, the final bolt of lightning strikes the effigy, and you see the Golkus tree erupt with electrical energy. Adrian, it is your turn.
Okay. Let's dash up and run. That was a great turn. I like it. That's my turn.
Alright, next up is Mr. Dan Jack.
So I just happened to notice, am I in a square or is the square the big square?
The big square is 50 feet. Each sub-square
Okay.
is 25 feet.
Alright, well I'm just gonna take my movement and dash, keep running toward it.
Alright.
Whichever, so it's probably next to near. Is it somewhere over here?
Yeah, that works. Fizzbang, it is your go.
Gonna go up right next to Adrian, dashing as well.
Alright.
Dash
Niran.
party.
Yeah, he's within range. I'm gonna cast another Guiding Bolt at the closest. Would you say it was a barbarian? That guy.
Yes, those are barbarians.
Yep, I'm gonna use another Guiding Bolt and try to hit him with it.
Alright, with their patchwork of hide armor, you have anything over a 13.
It's a 32.
Nice, how much damage?
Oh. Wow, 11.
But next person has advantage on their attack. Alright, you got anything else you're gonna do, Niran?
Yeah, I'm kind of moved down towards Ms. Spiffy, and that'll be it.
The tree begins to shake and move as it unroots itself and begins to lumber out of position. It is a large monstrosity of a tree that is emanating pure evil. Mr. Jabber, it is your turn. You see this huge tree that's unrooted itself and is starting to maneuver itself like it's got a mission, and it is going to be heading in your direction. The lightning has stopped.
Well, pulling a typical Kender trait. Bye! See the big old foe? It's too big for me. I'm running.
Jabber says,
Typical
if it's a
Kindred.
big old foe, I's gots to go.
Exactly. Bye, Felicia.
Alright.
Too big for me.
Next up is Mr. Spiffy, who now sees Winter Splinter lumbering its way down the hill, so it's all
Is that where the? Am I in the way of it?
Now that we've got everything up, right here is the giant tree.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's a big tree.
Now that the lightning stopped and there's no sparks and stuff like that, the whole battlefield suddenly becomes easier to see.
Question is the orb. Was that in the tree?
That was in the effigy of Strahd in its chest, which is right there.
wait.
It's 50 feet
okay.
tall.
Oh, so it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, good to know.
I thought you said it was in the tree. I was about to say.
Flew down. I didn't move in a dash.
Gotcha. Alright, Berserker's turn as they are more than happy to now start joining in base-to-base contact with you, and he's moving past. Dan Jackiels looks like the leader. One of them says to you in a very crude tongue, Kavash's will. Druids have stopped doing their stuff. They are starting to do other stuff. It is now Adrian's turn.
Let's hold these line. I'm gonna attack at this fella. But that's the one we have advantage on, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for remembering.
So 21. I mean, they either hit, put 9 slashing, plus use the last one last time. I'll have to use the last one this time.
Huge. He cries out in pain.
I'm good. That's my turn.
Alright. Dan Jackiels.
I'm just continuing to run toward the effigy.
And if that's you, next up is Fizzbang.
Alright, I'm gonna move over here to the side to where I can see him clearly without getting into friendly fire.
So each one of these squares is 25 feet. I'm just taking it for granted that within that 25 feet that square represents, that you're making sure that you have a clean line of sight. Sounds like rolling a 1, which will just miss the person.
Okay, and then yeah, we'll do that. Firebolt right to the one that Adrian is attacking.
Alright.
That's not good.
What'd you get?
That would be a 1 plus 5, so it's a 6. It is a nat 1, however.
It just misses, though.
Okay,
You're good.
so it just went right by him.
Actually, roll me a 1d20 to see if you wild magic surge. We'll say
I actually haven't used any of my spells, though.
yeah, but
That's
we'll
the
say
thing.
on a nat 1, you surge. Could be embarrassing.
Got a 4.
You're good. You
I'm
kept
fine.
control of it.
Oh, close. I'm good. That's my turn.
Alright, Niren, it is your turn. You got a berserker in front of you with a crude axe getting ready to swing at you.
Wait for that moment that tree comes and fizz bangs while magic hits in this fucking fireball.
I fucking hope not. It kills me.
You'll be fine. Oh, man, he's that close. I can't do any spells. Actually, I want to cast command on the one in front of me.
The berserker in front of you? Alright, what are you going to command it to do?
Well, first he needs to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
That is an 11. He failed.
Sweet. Flee.
Gotcha.
Now, question.
What's that?
Oh, wait, no, he wasn't engaged.
I would say that he is engaged in combat with you, because you're both, like, within melee of each other.
Okay. With him fleeing, does that give me attack of opportunity?
When it's on his turn and he does flee, yes, that will give you an attack of opportunity because he is moving under his own power.
Okay, that's my turn.
Alright, next up is Winter Splinter, who dashes for 2. This tree is moving through, pushing stuff out of the way. It looks like it's coming straight down the middle, and it means business. Jabber, your go.
I'm beating feet.
I just move and dash.
Alright, Mr. Spiffy, when you move a little bit closer, you do notice that there is an axe that's stuck into the side of it. Can't really get too much interpretation on what's going on, but it's weird. It caught the glint of what little sun makes it through here in Barovia.
Nice. I saw sunlight.
Or what passes for it these days. Berserker's turn. This Berserker flees and will give Dan Jackiels as well as Niren an attack of opportunity.
Oh, sure. Come on, baby.
Anything above a 13.
15.
That is a hit.
He's got 3 points from me.
Tis but a
I'm not-
scratch.
I'm not gonna attack him that way. I'm just gonna use that cane I have and trip him, and hopefully he falls.
Alright, give me an attack roll, and then if you're successful, he'll be prone.
Yeah, 16.
Oh yeah, he falls prone.
Because I want it to look like an accident. Because in case somebody sees me, I don't want him to think that. But
Did I do that?
All these other berserkers are starting to look like they're moving out of the way. Druids, same thing. They're starting to move out of this circle area. They're starting to get a little bit worried as well. Adrian, it is your turn.
Alright, well, let's attack him.
That's a hit.
7 slashing, plus... Oh, I don't know why I rolled it twice, but man, another 4. So 11.
He looks bloodied. Is that your turn?
And I'm gonna move down, and that's my turn.
Alright. Dan, it is your go. You see
Alright.
Coming through this conglomeration of rocks, this choke point, Druid and barbarians, not concerned about the fighting that's happening right now, eyes affixed towards the horizon.
Okay. I'm going to take my movement, and as I'm running, I'm going to say, "Get the gem, you idiot!"
Alright, we'll see what they answer on their turn.
I mean, everybody that did see him is dead.
Alright, Fizzbang, it is your go.
I'm gonna look up at are the crows still there up in the sky that are circling us?
So the crows are actually, now that the lightning's gone, have started to kind of dive bomb and swoop around the druids and the berserkers.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get one of their attention and just go for the gem, and then throw another firebolt at the berserker in front of Adrian. Or to
Gotcha.
the side of Adrian.
Alright,
That is an 18 plus 5. That is a 23
that's a hit.
with a respectable 4 damage.
Gotcha. A couple of the ravens have started to do an aileron roll and tuck and then move towards the statue. In effect, like doing a controlled fall.
Nice.
Alright, if that's your turn, next up is Niran.
Alright, I'm gonna kind of move right here. That barbarian, is he still prone, or
Yeah, he's prone. He's approximately... What are you trying to do?
I want to cast Guiding Bolt?
Alright, but since he's prone, that'll be a disadvantage. Unless you're doing something with a dexterity save.
I would have disadvantage on that?
Yes,
Range
because he's
attacks
prone.
get disadvantage
Yeah.
against prone.
I thought
Any
that'd be
attack
with
outside of
advantage.
5 feet gets disadvantage from prone. 5 feet and adjacent to prone gets advantage.
That sucks.
Yeah, but if you were doing something like Sacred Flame and he had to make a dexterity save, being prone's a disadvantage at
I
that.
still got 13.
That's enough to hit it. That's nice. How much damage you do?
I'm gonna cast that one at second level. 5d6. 20 damage.
That's a huge hit.
He's flailing on the ground.
You see the light of whatever god that you worship course through his body, as he is not having a good time. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Next up is Winter Splinter, whom starts to make it through there. It is starting to kick over and push through those rocks in the circle. The wereravens slide in, grab and there 2 of them are starting to work on getting the gem pulled loose. The berserkers are looking around confused, like all of a sudden stuff's happening. Jabber, it's your turn.
Alright, well, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing, turn around, look, see what the hell's going on, because I don't hear people following me, so I'm gonna turn around and realize they need my help, and go back.
Alright, if you want to go ahead and move yourself to 60 feet closer, you can go ahead and do that. Next up is Mr. Spiffy.
All right. I will go up and over. There we go.
Gotcha.
That's my turn.
Alright, Berserker is the one locked in combat with Adrian, is going to recklessly attack. That's a 22 for 14 slashing damage. He cleaves deeply into you.
14.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, these guys were doing 1 and 2 before. No, we're not talking now. I'm not that big a fan.
The other one gets up and it is continuing to flee. It makes it to about right there, but it looks definitely like it's fleeing. All these other ones are starting to flee as well. Dan, you're starting to see all these druids.
Those would be attack of opportunities for
Yeah, I was gonna say
Jack,
with
right?
that one.
Those would be. He could probably make an attack of opportunity on one thing since he only has one reaction. But whatever he chooses or does not choose, such as
Okay,
the
I
case.
just making sure that he's aware of that.
Good call. I like it. It's more handbooker helper than rules lawyer. We're good all day long.
See, I wanted to be a hamburger helper and talk about how I like how the Kender ran away and then saw his friends and then turned around and came back. I'm not saying anything in-game or mechanically. I'm just saying that's pretty fucking inspiring play.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I will give... Actually, let's give everybody some inspiration for the clever role-playing that you guys did back at the Wizards of Wine Winery. So everybody has inspiration. Adrian, it's also your turn.
Nice.
I forgot about that, but good call on it.
Tom Hanks said, and see, this is how you complain. So, the medic's pretty far away. These guys are coming. This guy made me pretty mad with that. 14 damage. Okay. Alright. I see where you're at with that. And I'd probably do more damage if I whipped you. Oh, resist the urge, and I'm gonna whip him.
Probably like it. Watch out.
And with advantage, and just, crit vision.
Crit fishing. Yep.
But with the advantage, I've been using the last one the whole time. 8 slashing damage, and 1 radiant added on to that.
He is still up. He definitely looks like he'd probably take another one of those.
He's still up, and you know what? I feel like that's too much restraint, damn it.
Alright.
And that's it.
Dan Jackiels, it is your go.
Well, everybody seems to be fleeing, and the ravens are still working on the gem, and a tree's coming, but this guy right here decided to give Adrian 14 points of damage, so
He did.
I'm gonna help. I'm gonna try and help in that situation because he's got it out for Adrian. So I'm gonna do the double whammy, boomerang, and crossbow. So we'll throw this out first. 18
That's a hit.
For 5.
The visual of seeing you throw a boomerang and then just like, it's so awesome.
Crossbow 26. For 4.
You can tell he's down to single digits as he got pierced and slashed across. I tell you what, give me 2 more rolls because it should be at advantage because he's using reckless attack. So all your attacks should be at advantage.
Oh, you talking about damage? Oh.
No. Just your
D20
attacks.
rolls. Crit
Roll
fishing.
2 more D20 rolls just to see if you pop up a critical.
Oh, D20. Where are you? There we go. Hey.
Yep, that one of them would have been a natural 20, double the dice. Yes, he was down to single digits and took him down. Remember, when these things attack you recklessly, you get advantage from hitting.
Reaction.
Forgot.
Yep.
Blood eyes again. I'm gonna pop the second use, but this time I'm really trying not to do it to anyone else, so I bite my own tongue, and there's just blood coming down the sides of my mouth, which also does damage to me because I'm enhancing the curse. I want to make him move and attack.
Okay.
First, let me in. I'm gonna amplify the curse, and let's see how much I get from this. Count him 3 damage to me. Ow. And don't bite your tongue. It hurts.
So he's gonna run in and make an attack on something?
Yeah, he's gonna... This guy right up here, is he still fleeing, or is he...
He is. I would say you could either do this berserker here.
I was gonna do the druid
Or
then,
the
to try to
druid.
return the favor. Pay it forward back to Dan for trying to help me out.
Alright, making that happen. He recklessly attacks at him, hits him, slashes into... The utterances that you hear are undead, befouled, stuff like that. The druid definitely took notice of what was going on and how he was attacked. But good job.
Right.
Is that your turn?
Yep.
Alright.
Well, I mean, that wasn't my turn.
Well, yeah, that
was
wasn't...
a
That's Dan
reaction.
Jackiels.
That was the end of Dan's turn, because
Yeah.
he critted him.
Got it. Next up is Fizzbang.
Unless Dan was moving. I don't know.
Who are you?
Alright,
Dan?
I'm gonna move up here next to, or actually a little bit past Adrian. Seeing him, is he still prone? This guy.
The
Oh,
berserker? No, made it up, moved a little bit.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I will use. Let's see.
Ice Knife does a burst when you hit.
Yeah, but it's only him, so we're good. That is an 18
That's a hit.
with an,
8 damage.
and then I'm going to back away 1. Good.
Gotcha. Next up is Nirin.
Alright, that same berserker, I want to use Guiding Bolt, 2nd level, get back and hit him.
Gotcha.
Oh.
You guys are not letting that guy get a moment's worth of peace.
22,
That's a hit.
18 damage.
Whatever God you're preaching to, keep going, Lord.
All right. You
Yeah,
think
he
that you
hasn't
could
even
probably
needed
take
to
another
use
one
the-
of those hits?
The Bardic of Inspiration.
I'll save that for whenever I'm up close to something. My strength ain't that high. That's something that I think. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that'll be it.
Gotcha. Next up is Winter Splinter's turn, who starts moving in, and then you see tendrils from the root base hit down and then spread out and then strike the bottom of the effigy of Strahd, and the wereravens are able to pull out, turn back into raven form, and go as vines are basically crisscrossing up. That's Winter Splinter's turn. Jabber, it is your go.
I'm gonna continue moving closer.
Gotcha. And if that's your go, next up is Mr. Spiffy.
All right, the wereravens turned into that thing. Is that right?
No, they were on the effigy of Strahd. They were trying
Right
to
there.
pull the gem out, and then as Winter Splinter attacked using a root attack, broke the effigy down, and they were able to grab it as it was crumbling around them, and then they turned back into hybrid form, or turned back into their raven form, and then left. Looks like they're flying off towards the winery.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to follow them.
All right.
I'm just gonna hightail it after them. That's my next few turns.
Gotcha. Berserker is going to move up there with Adrian, and then this whole group is just...
Can I take an opportunity on that one that just ran past me?
Yep.
I just want to trip him up with that stick again.
Alright, the druid, anything above an 11.
23.
And that's... There you go. The couple of the other ones next to you definitely pay notice to the fact that they were tripped. Unless you want to try to make a deception for that.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, it's going to be pretty hard to fool them with what they saw. But let's bring it to a roll.
What am I rolling for that?
That's your deception. Just a deception check. The DC is going to be like 25.
Deception check.
Remember, everybody does
I'm,
have...
I'm probably the best at this, and I would have to roll a critical for this
Yeah.
to get this.
What's the roll on that? I need.
DC's a 25. They're watching what's in effect their leader tripping people.
You know what? Maybe I won't. I'll skip that.
All right. Still tripped or not tripped?
I already tripped him. Yeah.
Now Adrian's turn, as everybody looks to be fleeing from this demonic tree.
Everyone else in the group is retreating. Is that what we have going on?
Tactical retreat.
If you guys want to look at retreating, that is possible. You are going to be able to outpace it. You will be able to make it back to the Wizards of the Wine Winery, but it is coming to the winery.
We could get more help along the way. Back to the winery.
If that's the way you guys want to do it.
Get to the one.
Is it possible for me to catch up to those birds before, or the werebirds before?
They've got probably 200 feet on you, but since you said you were moving that way and you don't have to, like, dude, you can make it there a couple rounds, or shit, I'd say probably about 15 minutes early before everybody else is having to take the road.
Okay.
This is about 3 miles. It takes about an hour, so if you guys are running it, you take 15. As the Mr. Spiffy flies, I'd say it's about 15. I'm sorry, an hour, so you got 30 by there. It is going to arrive in about a half hour. Also, as you guys are fleeing, there is the spear that Dan Jackiels has, but then there is also that crazy looking staff of gnarled, almost looks like infected wood that is probably also obviously magical.
Where is that one?
It was on the druid that was down there.
I'll pick it up on the way.
Alright.
I was say if you want to take a tiny little attack, Adrian, on that barbarian that's running by you, you got advantage on him. Just a
Super
heads
not
up.
looking to instigate. I'm at 6 hit points.
Well, I can heal you.
Not all the way, actually.
I'll go right behind Adrian. As soon as we pass him, I'll just use gust off to the side to trip him.
Does anybody have any way to try and commune with this staff that I have, or?
So, the spear actually reaches out to you during this time frame. You get mental images of this land, and you are standing on top of that same circle in that same thing. Druids all around you chanting. You're holding your spear high. You look over across with the areas that you've come from. Vallaki is barely even a blip on the radar. There is nothing else, no windmill, no castle Ravenloft. And a voice looms inside of your head and says, "This is the way it was. This is what I fought to protect. I, Kavash, of the people that lived here decades and centuries before, strode out against evil. Do you seek to do the same?"
It's asking me?
Yeah, it's asking you. It's asking you if you want to fight against evil.
I don't know what source this is either. Like, it could be tied to the tree. I just have no idea, right?
It senses your thoughts. It says, "My name is Kovash. I was the chieftain of the people here before Strahd made his home in these lands, and I fought against him and perished. Spear is only wielded by those worthy. If you choose to fight evil in all of its forms, I will bless you."
I'll just clear my throat and say, yes.
Alright. It is called the Blood Spear. It is a spear. It is +2, and when you reduce a creature to 0 hit points, you get 2d6 temporary hit points.
Wow. It's a +2 spear. Wait. +2 spear.
It's literally called Blood Spear.
Blood spear. See if I can find it.
I'm trying to find it in all of this.
Oh, it's an uncommon.
Oh, and then also, here's the staff.
Draped in blood. Adrian picked that up, right?
Yeah, there is your Blood Spear.
Oh, sure.
Okay, yep, I got it.
Oh man, that spear.
So then also you have the Golthus staff, which I don't know if you saw, but that's what you picked up. You're able to
That's
kind
the
of...
spear that tasted me?
Yeah, it's the spear that Dan Jackiels has. The staff never was able to get used. I'm going to show it to you again to pop it up.
I see it. I see it. I just had to move to pop up over.
It also has a vampiric strike, though.
Oh, is it? Do we have it identified? Do we know what it is?
You've got a little bit of time. I mean, you're also coming up against some crazy stuff. You know it's magical.
I don't have identify. I was super going to ask somebody, like medic. If somebody can yell out medic, I need to yell out medic. You can go ahead and identify that. That'd be great.
I can't. I would, but I'm not there.
Why'd you point at your zone?
Because I have identify.
I think this was us on our way back. Like, we already made it back, right? We're not going to identify on the road. How the hell are we going to run away and cast the ritual?
I'm saying the next time we play, it's still gonna be day 5, but it took you like an hour to travel there, a half hour to travel back. It's like 3:30. We'll put some identify on it. We'll make it 4 o'clock. The tree's attacking the winery at 4 p.m.
Okay.
So you guys will have like a half hour's worth of prep. Part of it can be the Mardukov family casting identify on it for you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't think you're going to be able to get an attunement out of it. However, it does count as a magical weapon.
Yeah, I mean, so does my whip.
It
So-
does.
I wanted to grab one of those, that armor hide stuff that they had, just one, so I could have something extra.
I tell you what, that's probably a good thing. We'll make that happen for you. You're able to rustle up some hide armor.
Can you heal me?
Yeah.
I'm down 21 hit points. I can get 17 of that back. There's 4 of that I just can't get back through healing.
We are not going to be able to take a short rest due to the 30 minutes before it attacks. But you will have 30 minutes of preparation at the start of the next session. So you're going to try to defend the winery, or are you guys just saying fuck it?
Well, if we do say fuck it, I don't think it would be like a terrible thing. It wouldn't be like we set these people up for failure and then left them high and dry. At the end of the day, this entire thing is all for them and what they're doing, not for us. We went out here to get the gem for them. This is in fact their fight, so I don't feel bad about coming here.
Why is it?
Stop and defend though. One thing is for sure is that Adrian's gonna fucking extort the shit out of them for this.
Do we know why it's even coming here?
It
seems
looks
to
like
be on
it
a
was
beeline.
summoned for a purpose.
Seems to be on a beeline. And honestly, like, it's coming
Maybe we
here.
could ask the crows what get.
Well,
I mean, he did say that there was an axe inside of the tree too, so
There is
that may be of
there's
some importance.
Yeah,
Which
maybe we can
I
get
kind
that
of,
axe out.
yeah, which I was kind of hoping that we would have been able to have more time because I wanted to try to cast command on it.
Cast
Whether or
command.
not he knows the same,
Not a
Cast
monstrosity.
command on a tree?
I don't know.
I don't think it works like that.
No, I think command needs a humanoid target.
It's humanoid.
Yeah.
Now you could do something like, I think, hold monster for it.
It
and then
says
you
to
do
a
that.
creature you can see within range, but if it's undead, it doesn't understand the language, or if your command is directly harmful to it, it won't work.
So, like, I don't think it's going to understand the language.
Well,
Is it?
you don't risk
Mhm.
anything unless you try.
Yeah, that's true. We can always try it.
Well, you can try it at the winery whenever we have more backup.
What kind of walls weaponry do they have here?
Not a lot. You're looking at like very simple.
Ballistas?
No, they say Argon Vostold actually has ballistas, but good luck getting into them with the Phantom Warriors that shoot arrows at you.
Well, the Phantom Warriors can shoot arrows at the tree while we run towards them.
I'm almost envisioning like as the tree is slowly making its way, we just keep far enough distance away and just peck at it while we're going back. But you know,
That'd be funny. It's like we stay at the winery, somebody gets me like some type of makeshift megaphone. I yell out a command, doesn't work, we haul ass direction.
There's another obvious effort that we could prepare for in a quick amount of time if they have the oil, and we can just use a flaming arrow.
I mean,
You have a pyromancer
probably
right
be
here.
able to do.
True.
Mhm. And guess what trees are made of? Wood.
We also have a bunch of other people. I'm just saying.
Unless it's a magical
Yeah,
tree
let
that
me
won't
use it.
burn.
This thing is like 69% wood. The rest of it's just pure evil.
So what you're saying is, it can burn?
Portions
What he's
of it.
saying is radiant damage might be able to do a little bit of extra.
You guys got to figure out what's going on.
We need to ask questions, figure out why this thing is so hellbent.
Yeah.
Well,
And that the axe being in the tree has something to do with something, so we need to figure that
Well,
out.
we can
That's
go
gotta
for the
be something
axe,
to do
but I
with
don't
that
think these
winery.
people know anymore.
there have been other
we saw them
adventures.
straight up be raised. I don't know what other information we can get, right? Like what we need.
Well, they sent us to get the jewel because I feel like they knew that they were gonna potentially see this tree being raised using that jewel. So there's some history there.
Jewel is buried in the grounds of the winery, and it's what causes the wine grapes to ripen. Without these gems, there is no wine.
So I wonder if
It's
that's how
taken
they
for
grew
this
the
ritual,
tree.
but I don't think they know anything about this ritual. And if they did, I don't think we have to go around asking them. Like they wouldn't be forthcoming about like, oh, this thing's coming.
Yeah, by
But
the
let's
way,
still keep our
my
state
bad.
secrets.
I don't know if I could trust you. Now they took a chance on you guys.
Yeah, it's
God, how tall is it? It is a huge creature, so it is like 30 feet tall.
that sounds like a good idea. Flamethrower.
Well, I do have that. It goes up to 30 feet. I can light its ass on fire.
And that's what I meant with the flaming arrows too, is that we can do that pretty distantly.
Yeah.
Like the goal isn't merely to defeat it, but to stop it from getting into here.
If you want to kind of see what the tree looked like, there is that.